Let's talk about applying the quadratic formula and getting some decimal answers. So the quadratic formula is this. Let's get a screenshot here. X equals a negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The more times you make yourself write that and say it, the better it'll stick for a very long time. All right, so if we're thinking about this equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, we can find out what a equals, what b equals, and what c equals, and then we can use this formula to generate what x equals. All right, if I have 5x squared minus 3x equals 3, the problem with that is it doesn't equal 0. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3 from both sides and get this. 5x squared minus 3x minus 3 equals 0. So now I know that a equals 5, b equals negative 3, and c also equals negative 3. I'm going to plug this in my equation. I have x, that's what I'm solving for, equals negative b means I'm going to put the opposite of whatever b is. Since b is negative 3, a negative 3 is a plain 3. Plus or minus, because often we have two answers, the square root of b squared is negative 3 times negative 3, which is 9, positive, minus, sometimes I use parentheses here, 4 times a is 5 times c is negative 3. And all of this is over 2 times a, which is 5. I'm gonna go back and just give a double check for a, c, because sometimes I get the numbers in the wrong place, and that's no fun. All right, let's simplify this a little bit. I have 4 times 5, which is 20, times negative 3. So underneath here, let's just do this math. 9 minus negative 60. And I'll just make sure I'm not making weird math mistakes. I have 4 times 5 times negative 3, which is negative 60. And 9 minus a negative 60 is 9 plus 60, or negative 69. Or positive plus plus. And so what we have is x equals 3 plus or minus the square root of 69 all over 10. That is my exact answer, but they say round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So I know I have two things to solve here. I need to do 3 plus the square root of 69 divided by 10, and I need to do 3 minus the square root of 69 divided by 10. I'm going to use calculator. 3 plus the square root of 69. I always hit enter when I have stuff on the top of a fraction. I get 11.3066. I'm dividing that by 10. It's going to move that decimal to make it 1 point. We're rounding to the nearest hundredth, 1, 3. The next number is a 0, so that doesn't round it up. And the other number, I see how I'm using a wavy equals. That's because these are approximate answers that I'm writing now. 3 minus the square root of 69. Anytime you have to round, you're getting approximate answers. That's a negative 5.3066 more decimal. We're dividing that by 10, which moves our decimal to be a negative 0.53. The next number is a 0, so we won't round the 3 up. So those are our two answers. Let's go back to the explanation to double check that. You can see them using the quadratic formula there. And there are the answers, same as we got.